Dreame just put out a $200 robot vacuum that matches iRobot's $900 Roomba in every real-world cleaning test. Same navigation accuracy, same debris pickup on hardwood and carpet. In some cases, the Dreame cleans better. Nobody's going to tell you that. Because the $900 Roomba has the marketing budget to make sure you never find out. I'm going to show you exactly why Dreame and brands like Roborock and Eufy are exposing a pricing game that iRobot and Dyson have been running for years, and why the price gap has almost nothing to do with performance. Here's the thing about robot vacuum pricing that nobody explains. Past a certain point, you're not paying for suction, you're not paying for navigation, you're paying for brand, for the logo, for the Super Bowl ad budget, for the shelf space at Best Buy. The core hardware, the LiDAR sensor, the brushless motor, the mapping chip, a huge chunk of it comes from the same handful of OEM and ODM manufacturers in China, regardless of whose sticker ends up on the box. iRobot doesn't make its own sensors from scratch. Neither does Dyson's robot line. They're buying components from the same supply chain everyone else is, the same ecosystem that supplies Dreame, Roborock, and ECOVACS. Here is where it gets technical for a second, because this matters. iRobot's Roombas primarily use vSLAM, that is camera-based visual navigation. Dreame and Roborock use LDS LiDAR, laser-based navigation. Neither is objectively superior for a standard home environment. Both map your floor plan accurately. Both handle no-go zones and scheduled cleaning through an app. The navigation methods are different, but the real-world results? Nearly identical for most people. So when a $900 machine and a $200 machine both navigate your home accurately, avoid obstacles, and pull the same dirt off your floors, the difference in price isn't a difference in cleaning. It's a difference in who's paying for the name. Dreame. If you've never heard of it, that's the point. It's part of the Xiaomi ecosystem. That's not a coincidence. That's the same manufacturing network that built Roborock into a powerhouse. Dreame doesn't have the ad budget of iRobot or the design cachet of Dyson. What it has is engineers pouring research and development straight into the machine instead of into a marketing department. Their budget line, models like the Dreame D10 Plus and the Dreame L10s, sitting in the $180 to $250 range, is running LDS LiDAR navigation, obstacle avoidance cameras, and in several models, the same auto-empty dock technology that brands like iRobot call their clean base and charge north of $800 for as a bundle. Dreame bundles the self-emptying station in at $200. And this isn't a one-off fluke unit, it's a pattern across the brand's whole budget tier. Roborock is doing something similar at the next price bracket up. These machines are in the $300 to $600 range, and they outperform flagship units that cost nearly double. ECOVACS is in the same ecosystem, pushing comparable specs at comparable prices. That's not a coincidence. That's multiple brands from the same original design manufacturer network undercutting. The legacy names that got comfortable charging a premium for the logo. A $900 flagship, think iRobot's top-tier Roomba or a Dyson robot vacuum, is going to give you strong suction, solid mapping, and a name you recognize. That's genuinely worth something to some people. But a $200 Dreame D10 Plus is going to give you effective suction specs that hit the same real-world cleaning threshold. LDS LiDAR navigation that maps your home just as accurately as Roomba's vSLAM, app-controlled scheduling and no-go zones, Google Home and Alexa compatibility, and in a lot of models, a self-emptying station included, not sold separately. The $900 machine wins on brand recognition, and sometimes on refinement. The app is a little smoother, the noise is a touch quieter. That's real. But refinement isn't a $700 gap. Refinement is maybe a $100, $150 gap. The rest of that markup is you paying for the name on the box. Here's the part that should actually make you angry. Legacy brands know this. They know the budget tier has caught up. And instead of dropping prices to compete, they lean harder into marketing, commercials, retail placement, the trusted since 2002 messaging, because that's cheaper than a research and development war they'd probably lose. You're not paying for better cleaning. You're paying for them to not have to compete on the actual product. To be fair, this is not always buy the cheap one, no exceptions. If you've got a massive multi-story home, a ton of thick carpet, or you specifically need best-in-class mopping with hot water washing, the top-tier flagships still pull ahead in edge cases. That's real too. But for a standard home, hardwood, tile, medium pile carpet, a couple rooms, the $200 Dreame is doing 90% of what the $900 machine does for 22% of the price. So the next time you're standing in an aisle looking at a robot vacuum with a $900 price tag, whether it's an iRobot Roomba, a Dyson, or an ECOVACS flagship, ask yourself what you're actually paying for. Because more often than not, you're paying for a logo, not a machine. If you want to see exactly which budget brands are worth your money and which ones are just cheap for a reason, that's the whole reason this channel exists. Subscribe, because I'm not done exposing this industry.